Welcome to Only Connect, a MarkLives.com podcast. I'm your host, Bradley Elliott, founder of Platinum Seed and Continuon. I can't believe it, but we're in episode 5. We actually might be becoming a real podcast, finally. I have the pleasure of interviewing Danni Dixon today, who is the head of marketing at Investec South Africa. And we're touching on the attention economy, how advertisers are vying for people's attention. Attention is still a very finite resource, if you want to call it that. And the access to information or amount of information we are served every day is vying for that attention. And how do we actually create marketing campaigns that cut through? So strap in and let's get started. We've partnered with MarkLives to create a podcast called Only Connect. Basically, what we're trying to explore is what CMOs, CEOs, heads of marketing are, what are their pain points, what are their sort of views on the landscape of marketing as a whole, and importantly, how do their partner agencies better serve them, and can those agencies better serve them?
That's great.
Yeah.
Great purpose. I love it.
There's a lot going on in the market, obviously, and in the world, and with that rapid change, I just don't think we're all keeping up.
No.
So maybe you can just tell me a bit about your journey so far and how you got to where you are now as head of marketing at Investec.
So I started my career in advertising. I started at Hunter's Guide at the turn of the century when they were one of the biggest and the best. And it was just an amazing starting ground to really understand the power of creativity. And I then went on my own journey of having my owned agencies. And I had 2 fairly big agencies, one called Red Cube Agency and one called Hello World Agency. Red Cube became a brand experience agency, and Hello World was more a through-the-line agency. And it was always about the power of the idea, and that the power of the idea can break through the attention economy. It was even whatever channel and medium that could be. But I found having a brand experience agency, you're always competing with the above-the-line agency ideas. So then I then started Hello World to ideally own the idea. I then got a call from John Hunt to come back to lead Hunter's Guide, which I then did for a few years, and great team at Hunter's Guide helped to get Hunter's Guide back into the number 1 creative space in SA. And by then I'd done 20 years of advertising, and I felt like I needed a change. And the idea was to take time out, which of course never happens. And within a day I was at FCB helping them on their actor pitch. And whilst I was at FCB, I got a call from Investec, and the only reason why I came was Rachel Scarres that actually recommended me. And I walked in the building, and the moment I walked in, I just loved the energy and the culture, and I thought, potentially this is a place for me. And I've been here almost 3 years. I spent the first year and a half in a business unit in property, and got to understand the business side. And then the last year and a half, I have been head of marketing for the whole of Investec SA.
Okay, amazing.
And it's been an amazing journey.
And what specifically about the culture of Investec when you walked in, like what particular nuances of that culture did you enjoy so much? What was so striking about the culture that sort of got you in there?
The days of advertising and the challenges that advertising is facing is just so massive. And being part of a global network, it was really hard. Those margins have decreased, and the ability to reward your staff just got even harder. To do great work for clients was really hard. And I felt in the end quite frustrated and suffocated. And the difference when I walked in here was that kind of entrepreneurial spirit, and if you can show that your ideas are strategic and it's going to push the business forward, there's a lot of support. And then obviously to have the resources, the people, the money, the right agencies to actually execute on those ideas. It's just amazing. I mean, we are in tough times, but there's still a great opportunity to do good things.
That's a really nice mantra. Not an easy space to be in, that's for sure. So I think today, we're talking about the attention economy. And obviously with the influx and the wealth of information that's come about in recent times, we really are struggling for the attention of customers and consumers. The wealth of information has increased, but our mental processing power has stayed the same. The number of seconds in a day stay the same. So it's about really how do we spend that attention? First off, I'd just like to understand, how have you seen this sort of transformation of marketing over the last, let's call it 10, 12 years, with the influx of channels and platforms, especially in the digital space, and the vying of those for consumers' attention when it comes to marketing?
Yeah, I think it's changed fundamentally, and then I think it began in the early 2000s with the introduction of digital. So it's not even the last 10 years. I mean, we're getting close to 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And as the amount of the channels increase, and as you talk about the attention economy, it's just got bigger and bigger. And I think that there are two sides. I think we can absolutely agree that the attention scarcity exists, and that people can only consume so much. Mm-hmm. But the game of marketing does actually remain the same. It's just in how you're going to play it and where you're going to play it. So from my side, the way that I thought about what you said about the attention scarcity, and have we moved away from it? But I think we are always going to compete, and the more that we compete, that's the sign of any economy. Whether you're looking at pricing, whether you're looking at that competition exists. And so I think as marketers, we get paid to be imaginative and to create the right strategies that are going to inform consumers about our brand. And I live by a mantra that David Droga said, is that we have to earn the right to have a conversation with our audiences. Mm-hmm. And how do you add value to their lives, or inspire them, or give them something that is of value to them? Mm-hmm. And I think when you get that strategy right and you understand who you're talking to, that's when we're going to get into that sort of hyper targeted messages. So the day of putting a message out there for everyone is definitely over. Mm-hmm. But how you focus on your audiences, and you use a combination of data and real life experiences, is I think the balance that we have to find as marketers. So I absolutely agree with you that attention is definitely a challenge, but how we do our job is how we have to solve on getting their attention.
Yeah, I mean, I love so many points that you touched on there, because I'm a strong believer in using data and, let's call it, behavioral sciences or behavioral economics to actually get the attention of people, especially in an overtraded and commoditized sort of environment. So as you mentioned, we can't just be broadcast. I think as marketers in the past, we were very broadcast. Let's just broadcast our message. But actually using that data, and I know Investec had a big sort of data campaign, I think a year and a bit ago, if I'm not mistaken.
So at the time it was Aqua, and that data campaign was actually what I really want to do is tell you as a brand. You have to know what you stand for, and how you create that impact in your market. So that was the beginning of the brand journey that we've been on, which was about we see you. We are more than the sum of data. So that was a campaign that launched about 3 years ago, actually.
Sure.
And then in the beginning of the year, we did our next evolution around that, which was all about human partnership. And I think all brands talk about human storytelling. Yeah. But for me, being human is absolutely critical, and understanding and being a human brand is very different than sort of this mass broadcasting space.
So how do you feel Investec does that then?
I think we've got a long way to go, but we certainly, we're on the journey of figuring this out. Mm-hmm. And, if you look at our current campaign, and remember I said to you, we always try and create work that is hopefully of value to our audiences. Mm-hmm. And our clients are facing huge challenges, not only in the world of politics and the economy, but also in terms of their wealth. And so it was a content-led campaign. Mm-hmm. We did about 25 pieces of content, and I think it was, we learned a lot from that campaign. And I think, as we go on this journey, it will probably get more personalized. You could probably have done 100 pieces of content to speak to different audiences. And as technology catches up in the personalisation area. I think there'll be more and more of that. But it was a good taste of, understanding what's keeping our clients awake at night and giving a point of view on how to add value.
Just in terms of that value exchange and the conversation that you've brought up quite a few times now, the content, obviously you're adding value through your content, but how do you actually get that content to break through to get people's attention? And what does that value look like to you?
So that's the value looks like the human side. So yes, you might be able to find these kind of answers. In fact, the campaign had a search bar in it. And when you ask that question, you would get a million, it could be 55 million URLs around the answer. But, through a simple human conversation, we could help you. And just the value that the human relationship plays in the life of your decision making. So that's what the campaign was mainly about. How you got people's attention to watch the content is a very good question. We tried a number of things. We had what we call the snackables, the trailers for the content pieces. The way that we created the website, we did a lot of testing. We actually had 3 different websites, and we tested what worked, which content people were watching, if we changed the content, and as the campaign evolved, we kept changing. We learned so much. What we thought was going to be, it doesn't actually play out that way. In hindsight, we would have done things differently. Interestingly enough, on the website, the less creative website did better.
The which one? Sorry, I missed that.
The less creative, the less
creative, yeah.
website.
Yeah.
It's just good brilliancy. So you learn these things as you go.
Yeah.
And like we could do better. But we're very happy with the results we did get. I mean, for example, our TV ad, we can say online had 2 million completed views. That's wonderful. But we live in a world now where you can track that.
Yeah.
And you can understand the brand lift that comes from that.
Yeah. And just what you touched on right at the end there around the views and completed views, that was almost going to lead into my next question is, so you believe we can, that, fundamentally marketing hasn't changed and that we can still, it's always been our job to get someone's attention. What I would like to understand from your side, and it's maybe a tough question, maybe not, is how do we actually measure the quality of attention? So, I mean, quality, completed views is a metric that people look at, and reach and engagement. But how do we actually measure how impactful our messaging is and how much attention, or how do we measure the quality of that attention in your mind?
I guess it goes back to that, adding value, and that's what you're saying about the quality. It's once you've got the attention, it comes down to persuasion. Persuasion, education, inspiration, you can call it whatever your objective is. And ours was very much around inspiring partnership with Investec. And I guess one of the biggest measurements for us was what brand lift and brand awareness, but it was lead into the business. It had a commercial side to it. So what was the consumer journey that us, consumers went on, our potential clients went on to get us? How quickly could we influence that? And so we get into that persuasion space. And again, we learned so much on the media that we chose, on the amount of times they would have to click on a banner before they watched the content, how many times they searched for us until they finally filled out the lead. And that's we're learning. We've still got so much to learn, and it comes down to strategy. And strategy has never had a more important role. And I always call it like a Swiss Army knife. Like there's so many tools on that Swiss Army knife, and every single one of them are important. And which one do you use when? And I wish marketing was a science. It's not. It's a journey. And so as we measure, we don't have a single view on measurement, but we do try and get to a commercial number at the end of the day.
The role of marketing is becoming more commercially driven, and more cross-functional across the business. So with that in mind, what does the future of marketing look like to you?
It will definitely remain being in the human space, being an authentic brand, but I think we are going to focus on that seamless integration of sort of the online, offline world. We want to understand personalization a lot more. I think we're going to look to create new ways to reach our clients in a highly targeted way. We are very client-focused and client segment-focused. But at the end of the day, as we get, more channels and fight for more attention, it will come back to still remaining creating work of value and, connecting those dots to create something magical for our clients. And that's why I say marketing from that point of view hasn't changed. It's just in the methods that you use.
100%. I agree with that. I think it's about, understanding our customers leads to more personalized messaging, which leads to a build of trust, right? And once you've built up trust, that inevitably lands up adding more value to both relationships.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right about our consumers and understanding them. And data doesn't always do that. Data is helping, absolutely, tell a better story. Yeah. But for us to understand our clients and what inspires them and, what is it that they are connecting to, that we can be a part of their lives, we have to be meaningful in their lives.
100%. Well, okay, on a final note, we ask everyone this question. Is any great books or resources that you sort of vouch by or stand by that you just love? For it can be in marketing, anything, business, anything that sort of keeps you inspired. Any great resources that you'd like to recommend?
I told you already. So my inspiration is David Droga.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the work that they do, the insightful strategy that they have, the storytelling ability, that definitely inspires me.
Mm-hmm.
I am a big fan of creative work that works. Mm-hmm. And, you should be inspired every day to do better and, keep living the magic of creativity.
Well, Danni, I've really enjoyed chatting to you, and thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it, and I've really enjoyed chatting to you.
Thanks, Brad. So will I meet you at the Leadership Day? Will you be there?
Sorry, what? Yes, Leader X, I'll be there. I'm chatting, I can't remember, I think on the first day. I'm chatting on the 3rd.
Okay, great.
I'll see you there. We'll connect, and it'll be nice to grab a coffee and meet face to face.
Yeah, great.
Have an awesome weekend, and thanks again.
And you.
Thanks.
All right,
cheers,
take care. Bye.
This has been Only Connect, a MarkLives.com podcast. If you'd like to understand how to create marketing campaigns that cut through and grab people's attention, then please feel free to email me at bradley@platinumseed.com. Until next time, keep connecting.